thank you so much for joining us for the 5th episode of our Art Neighbors vlog here at the Art Center. My name is Michael Toussay. I am the Executive Director of the Latrobe Art Center, and joining me today is Sarah Hunter, who is a member of the Executive Board of the Greensburg Art Center. So thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today.
Michael, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And so today Sarah's just going to tell us a little bit about herself and about the Greensburg Art Center and all of the fun things that they have coming up, and also one of the things that are coming up on our calendar that we are doing together. So enjoy. So to start out, Sarah, why don't you just start by telling us just a bit about yourself and your background as an artist, and then also your relationship with the Greensburg Art Center.
Absolutely. Well, I've always loved the arts ever since I was very little. I've always loved painting. I'm a painter now, that's what I'm known as. I'm a visual artist. But I didn't have a lot of confidence as a child, so I veered towards music, which I absolutely loved. I love to sing and perform.
That's awesome. I did
Thank
not
you.
know that.
Yeah, I don't do it much anymore, but I loved it so much. And then I went to college at St. Vincent, and I just fell sort of head over heels for the visual arts, and I've been pursuing it ever since.
Yeah. Wow. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's really cool. I did not know you had a music background.
A little bit, yeah.
So that's awesome. So tell us just a bit about how you got involved with the Greensburg Art Center, or maybe when you started to be a member.
It was about, it's probably been about 5 years now. I was doing other things for a while, still in the art realm, just wasn't that involved in the centers, unfortunately. I was teaching a lot of paint parties, actually. But I got involved at the Art Center due to a friend saying, hey, they're really awesome, you should join them. And I thought, okay. So I joined them, and honestly, my friend was right. They were like a second family to me, and it opened a lot of doors to just a lot of, competitive shows, and just to be part of an artistic group and family.
Yeah.
So they were very welcoming.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So while we're on that note, would you mind sharing with us just a bit about the Greensburg Art Center itself, how it came to be and whatnot?
Absolutely. So this group started in 1929. They were called themselves the Kinderhook Group, and they were just a group that enjoyed creating art and then just spending time together, much like we do now.
Yeah.
So it was under Alex Fletcher that the group just really flourished, and they kept growing. So in 1952, they became incorporated as the Greensburg Art Center. But we actually didn't get the building we have now, which is a historical schoolhouse building, until 1955. And then we kind of outgrew that as well. So
Well, that's wonderful. That's good. That's a good thing.
The generous donation of William Rao, that we have now the Rao Gallery attached to it, where we host a lot of our shows. So we were able to add on, luckily.
Excellent. So what kind of things does the Greensburg Art Center offer to the community? I know you guys are probably similar to what we do here at the Latrobe Art Center, but I know you guys have things that we don't as well. So I'm just curious, if you want to share with us what all the Greensburg Art Center does.
Well, a lot of our Greensburg Art Center volunteers, first of all, we are run completely on volunteers. We're a nonprofit, and a lot of them are actually former art teachers. So we have a lot of art classes. We have a pottery studio downstairs, so we offer pottery classes. We also have a printmaking studio down there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And there is some space for a dark room. So in addition to that, we have drawing classes, painting classes. Sometimes groups get together doing plein air. So plein air painting is really fun,
Yeah.
and I think you guys do that as well. So
Yeah, we've done a couple before in the past. Yeah, those are
yeah, and then we offer jury shows and group shows. If you're a member, we have a membership show every single year that if you're a member, you can participate in. In addition to that, we have an artist market where artists can sell their work. So it's a pretty nice, well-rounded center.
Yeah, I'll definitely say in terms of I'm always impressed to see, when I get your little newsletters or email blasts, just the wide variety of classes you guys offer. It's just wonderful to me. And that's something too that I would love, to incorporate here in Latrobe even more as well. But I'm definitely impressed by that as you had mentioned.
Thank you.
And also for the artist market, is that something that's ongoing, or
Yes.
is that okay? Great.
Yes. So what it is it's a journeying in process.
Okay.
So if artists want to display their work and they want to join the artist market, they have to be a member of our center, and then they send the work in, and the gallery committee, which I'm a member of, will review it, and then you usually approve it, and then they can bring in a certain amount of our work to display and sell at our gallery.
Yeah, that's great. great. So before I ask you, about any of the specific shows that the Greensburg Arts Center hosts, I just am curious to know a little bit more about what you do at the Arts Center, as a board member, and then you said you're a member of, these other committees and whatnot. So what all do you do for at the Greensburg Arts Center?
So I'm on our gallery committee, as I just mentioned, and what we do is we are the people who, if somebody proposes a show, because we take show proposals every year, we review the show proposals and then we work with those people to plan their show. And that goes from, mailing out cards to setting dates down to even the nitty-gritty of refreshments and music.
Oh, yeah.
And then depending on the group, some groups paint their own shows, but then we actually do a lot of painting the shows and wall labels, priceless. So we do all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty busy. And when we have a show that's like a member show, then the gallery committee, we all just work hard to hang the show together and just all do our part.
Team effort.
Yeah, so it's been a great learning experience about curating shows and hanging them. It's taught me so much.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
I can imagine. It's a very detailed, complicated process, and
Yes.
a lot of moving parts. So that's great that you guys have, a team that is dedicated in a way.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing to see like how people show up for each other.
Yeah, that's great. So speaking of shows, what you had mentioned a couple in like your members show and whatnot. So what do you have a show going on right now at all there, or maybe which ones have you had recently?
So every year, usually with the pandemic, things changed a little bit. But this year, I think it was February, March. It's usually January, February. We have our members show every year in the winter.
Okay.
So that is every single year.
Oh, great.
Because we want our members to feel like they have something that they can participate in.
Yeah.
Every year we also have in the fall, closer to the holiday season, we have the Art of Gifting every single year. And that opens up the artist market for a lot of people to be able to bring in more items or more people that are not members to apply and bring in things so that they can have sort of a, just an artist market for buying gifts around the holiday season.
I was just going to say that's perfect for that time of the year, so that's great.
Yeah, of course we have the show that we do with you guys, which we love.
Yes.
And then right now we have the biennial show. So the biennial is every 2 years and it's a juried exhibition. So we will hire a juror from elsewhere and bring them in to jury the show. This year it was professional artist and art critic Kurt Shaw. So we have that show up right now. It's quite an exhibit.
Wow.
And that'll be up for a little bit longer before we have the Watercolor Society come in.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I did see something about the Watercolor Society coming, so that'll be great. So you did mention briefly, but we do have a joint show coming up, including the Latrobe Art Center and the Greensburg Art Center. It's called our Art Neighbors Joint Show. So tell us just a bit about that, since I know, since I'm new to the Art Center, Latrobe Art Center this year. This is my first joint show. So just tell us a little bit about, where this show came from, how it started, and how we are here today.
Well, it started in 2019, and I think the thought had been going around for a while, right? People have been tossing it around, and then for whatever reasons, it just hadn't come to be. But finally, in 2019, we decided, hey, we're all in this together. We have a lot of people that are dual members.
Yes.
And we have people that maybe don't know much about Greensburg Art Center or don't know much about Latrobe Art Center, and we wanted to bring them together to be able to do a show.
Yeah.
So we formed a special committee for that, and everyone here at Latrobe was happy to do. They wanted to work together. So our first meeting was here, and we all just worked out the nitty gritty. How are we going to do this? So we take turns. This year is hosted at Latrobe. Next year it'll be at Greensburg, and just really looking forward to it. It's always a great event.
Yeah.
And I think that both centers probably get members from either side.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. And then this is something too that I'm very much so looking forward to. And like you said, we do share a lot of artist members. We have members who are members here and also at Greensburg Art Center. So that's fantastic that we can kind of come together like this. Not to mention, we're not very far in location either, far apart from each other. So I think this is something really great. For our artists to get to know each other and get to share their work and maybe in a new way with other artists that they don't normally, exhibit with and whatnot. So I think this is really great. So for just logistical information to share with everybody, the Art Neighbors show is taking place July 1st through the 31st. That's when it's officially going to be up, hanging here in Latrobe Art Center. And we are having an opening reception in person on Thursday, July 8th from 5 to 7, where we will be giving awards out to the artists who are selected for awards this year. So we hope you join us for that, and certainly come and check out the show once it's up, during the whole month of July, because I'm sure it'll be very impressive.
Sure, it'll be fantastic. And just remember, if you're a member at Greensburg, or if you're a member at Latrobe, or if you're a member at both,
Yes.
you're welcome to participate in the show. So we hope that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, for everything. And before we end, I do want to just touch base on one thing, just so our viewers have the opportunity to hear about this. But how can someone who's maybe not even a seasoned artist, or maybe someone who's just interested in the arts, or maybe someone who's not an artist at all and they just like to support the arts, how can they support Greensburg Art Center and get involved in helping out in what you guys do?
Absolutely. Well, we are always happy to have new volunteers. We're always looking for monitors or just people who love and appreciate the arts. Just come on in and visit. Or, if you are an artist and you want to participate in one of our upcoming shows, that would be great. In fact, if I could share one with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think you'll find this exciting.
Absolutely.
We are actually going to have a show called Third Dimension, and it's running from September 25th to October 22nd, and the entry deadline is August 31st, and it is all 3D works.
Wow.
So we are looking for sculptors. We're looking for, it doesn't have to be floor standing. It could be something that hangs on the wall. So maybe you're, doing something with weaving or mosaic. We're looking for artists right now to come participate in that.
That is wonderful. So is that a brand new show for you guys?
Yes.
Wow.
And we're excited. We just felt like there was a need for something to showcase a 3D artist in the area. Because,
yeah, absolutely.
there's a lot of focus on 2D, which is great. And obviously you guys here showcase 2D and 3D all the time. But we wanted to make sure that we had that. Plus, we are also looking for to add to our sculpture garden.
Oh, wow. Tell us a little bit about that. I did not know you had a sculpture garden.
We do. We have a sculpture garden. And so, yes, if you're around, come visit it. And we're trying to expand that. And last year we had, before the pandemic, we had Brian McCall come and install a sculpture that's part of our permanent collection. So one of the aims of the Third Dimension show is we're looking for a piece to either purchase or perhaps an artist to commission to add to our sculpture garden. But there will also be other prizes. So it's definitely something that a 3D artist should be looking to participate in.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. So if you are a 3D artist, definitely sign up for this, and get your work out there, and maybe you end up in the sculpture garden, which would be phenomenal.
Right, it would be amazing, and we would just love to keep adding to that and expanding because we have the space. So if you need more information, go to our website at greensburgartcenter.org.
Yeah. So definitely sign up for that, or if you're interested in becoming a volunteer or a member of the Greensburg Art Center, of course, visit their website for that information as well. And support the Greensburg Art Center. So thank you again, Sarah, so much.
Thank you so much
for being here today. This has been great, just learning more about you and more about the Greensburg Art Center. And again, definitely come out and support our joint show that's taking place July 1st through the 31st, with our opening reception on July 8th. And just see the beautiful works, which I'm sure will be incredible once everything is hung.
It's gonna be great.
All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in once again to the 5th episode of our Art Neighbors vlog, and we will see you next time.